All right, everybody, welcome back to 18 Outdoors. Look at here. I've got my little brother with me. Retired Army guy, 22 years?
22 and a half.
22 and a half. And we really appreciate his service. We ain't going to get into everything he's done. Y'all know all about it. You've been in the Army or military 22 plus years. You've been involved in enough stuff. And we greatly appreciate that. And he gets our respect. So we're going to get into the story and talk about, back in the days when we first started hunting, we didn't name bucks because we didn't have anything to know about that, but we're going to call his deer the game changer, because this deer changed my thought process and, some of the strategy and stuff to try to be more successful. And this guy, I mean, look at him. It's a monster buck, and, that deer, if you don't know the backstory of the 18 Outdoors, the 18 Outdoors is, his deer is an 18 point, and my deer is an 18 point, I don't know how many brothers there are that's killed two big old 18 point bucks, and they're both on public land, so it's a unique, kinship crap that we share, that we both have killed something that big on, Alabama public land, so, we're both proud, and, and it took a lot of hard work to do that, so. Sad thing is, he lives in Georgia. He's got a daughter still, which is a good thing. She's still in school and progressing towards college and stuff. So he's kind of locked down, limited on some of his hunting. But we're getting into more. We can go hunt more together. So we're going to tell the story about Game Changer there, and the day that he killed it, because it's kind of a unique day. But there's also a backstory to the hunt and why that he was in there and my dad was in there. So let's go to, say, it was December 25th, 1998. Was at a family get-together. And him and Daddy was like, hey, let's go to Okmulgee. And that's been there in 2 years or so, I think. So I was like, well, I got to work nights, so it's a 2.5 hour drive. So I didn't want to do it because I had to be back and try to take a nap or whatever and go to work. So I'm out. So they went. So I'm staying at home. So now you can go to the story of the hunt. So.
Yes, we got there and it was raining, really hard rain. And we were tired because we decided to spur of the moment to go there. So we didn't leave the little family deal till after 10. We got up at 2 and drove down there. But we got there, it was raining really bad. So we decided, since we've been there 2 years, but we kind of knew where we was going to go, but we'd wait till it got daylight and the rain eased down a little bit. But as soon as the rain eased down, I said, we got to go. So we got out of our truck, started to get our gear. I went in the woods, didn't go too far. And the closest area where we knew was a transitional area for deer, I seen a fresh grape. And this grape was really fresh, and it had a nice warm puddle of pee in the middle of it. And I said, I ain't going no farther. My dad's like, come on, we got to go. I said, no, I ain't passing nothing fresh to go somewhere that ain't been in years. So he said, oh, whatever. So I went just off from there into an old clear cut facing where this big draw went into a holler where I knew into a swamp. So I went up a tree. Well, he went on around. I went up a tree and just got set up good. Did the old deal because I was a smoker really bad back then. I lit up a dang cigarette while I finished setting up. And as I sat there, I heard this big whooshing sound. Whoosh, whoosh. I said, what in the world is that? So I then took my cigarette out and I blowed out. And I watched my smoke go because it was a still rain, kind of foggy deal. My smoke went through this beech tree. As I followed my deal, I seen a deer's head, and I seen smoke go right over his head. And I was like, that's not good. So I got my rifle put up, and I looked at it. All I seen was one big point. And I said, well, it's either sex. It's at least a spike. So through the beech tree, I could see it showed really good. I pulled the trigger. Bam! The deer went down. I said, well, that was pretty quick. That's all in about 10 minutes or so. So I got down, went over there and I said, I guess I was probably 10 or 15 yards from it. I just seen this big old brush pile like that. I said, man, I thought I seen antlers on that thing. So I got a little closer and I said, whoo, what in the world have I done in Okmulgee? This is hard to believe.
Yeah.
So I turned around and called my dad, or a little hoot owl, hoo 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 hoo. And he says, why? Can I hunt? I said, no, dude, you need to come down. You got to see this. He said, nah, I want to hunt. I want to let me finish till lunch. No, you might want to come down for this one. You might want to see this. So he's already a little cussing and stuff, and he come around there and stuff, and he's like, whoa, what have you done, son? So we knew there was good deer in that area, though. Everybody didn't really think that, but years prior, we had seen a true whopper.
Yeah, that's the backstory.
True whopper, so we kind of knew that was in there. Some genes in there, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
But we knew there was decent deer in there. But that was a complete surprise. But as I was sitting there thinking that big swooshing noise, then I said, well, I guess I probably should look a little harder than I might have seen.
Yeah. But evidently, the swooshing noise was because of the cutter and all that, and he was getting tangled up. And especially like that big old drop tine getting tangled up and stuff, and he's getting into that stuff. I'm guessing, but don't really know. That's what the noise was. His rack doing something. So
But he had to be better down there, kind of overlooking that scrape. So off the edge of a nice valley. So he was at a high point where any descent would have been sucked around there, because that was I would call it a funnel with a thermal draw.
yeah.
But where I had set up at, I was above that thermal.
Yeah, I mean, 100 big. It's a big talk, and as far as we know to today, it's still the biggest deer killed on Okmulgee, as far as I know of. There've been a couple real nice ones. 180 and 1/8 is what he scored. Initially through the Alabama thing. So Buckmaster wasn't even in existence then, as far as their scoring system. So, but I'm daggum. I mean, look at me, just a monster buck freak, and he got him. He got scored, and he got. I think a state come and got him, carried him one time to an exhibit thing. So, just amazing buck and amazing hunt. And the backstory is I think 3 years before that or something like that, 3 or 4 years before that.
Might have been about 5 years.
Maybe about 5 years. Anyway, we had this area that we hunted. We knew, always big rubs and stuff, we just established a core area. This is where we're going to hunt. Buck sign, we'd already killed some deer. And, one day we was hunting, and we always hunted like, team hunting or similar to the Wolfpack style, whatever. We'd be 3 or 4 of us, and we kind of surround the area that we know with a big buck sign or deer sign. So, and I was up in a tree lounge, tree stand that I carried in, and heard somebody shoot, then heard another shot, and the next thing I know, there's a deer come through. That circle looked like an elk. That was a big rack, and I shot at it a couple times. It was running wide open. So, and sat there a little while, and my brother come, and another guy, and then my dad came, and the other guy jumped the deer up or something. Anyway, come by, Matthew got a shot at it, and we found a little blood, and for all we know, he might have nicked it in the leg or something. But anyway, we tracked it for a long ways into the area where he killed this deer now. And even went back with a bloodhound kind of trying to find the deer. But anyway, it lived, but it carried them into an area that's like, we really need to look at this area. So, and after that, there he is. So paying attention to things like that when you're tracking a big buck, whenever they're wounded, wherever they're gonna be some information that they show you. So, and now we check that area out every now and then. It's still the area, I guess. So,
yeah,
but it made us move and change the thought process. Of the type of stuff we look at associated with the area, and kind of where we would strategically try to hunt. So. And that, like that thermal area he's talking about, it's a real unique thermal area, and it's also also got a travel corridor, and also associated with it is some points, it's pine points that we know does bed during like the rut. It started to get colder a little bit, and the whenever they do there's a habitat management for a bird in that area that kind of helps with the habitat for the deer. So we can't get too, talking about that too much because, some people might start, putting pieces of puzzle together to kind of get to the area. But anyway, we try not to worry about it too much, but we're getting a little pressure from some folks nowadays. But anyway, looking at that and paying attention to that, where that buck went, and changing our thoughts on how we want to hunt, it just really, just really kind of like, hey, we need to look at everything, every area that we look at like that. So, and it's basically associating terrain, habitat edges, and some timber management, with deer sign, buck sign, and doe sign, just more things together and then the timing part of it. When to be there. So
access points.
And access points. So.
Points that you wouldn't think were important. May not be no sign there, but it's an access point. Mm-hmm. Those access points, you'd be surprised where a lot of deer will come out of those access points. It may not look like nothing, but it could be the prime spot where nearly every deer will come through that one little tiny access point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing that, you got bed hunters and feed tree hunters. They're hunting right where a deer is at, and we don't want to interfere with that part. We want to still have that, that give them their space there because we're trying to catch them how they get in there.
To and from,
basically, yeah. So it's more or less pressure and less intrusive to us and our thought process and the timing of pre-rut and rut. So, sure, the early season stuff is different, but the success that we've learned for the bigger bucks, is that access, how we get there, least intrusion, and then being a little patient. Spend a little time, a couple of days, whatever, give them time to make a lap or whatever, and kind of pay attention to how your doe groups are reacting to the type of feed for the year. If, acorn mash crops and stuff, and, thinnings or, certain browse, if it had a drought. So, but that buck, game changer, pretty much set, what we do now. So, if it wasn't for that, because then since then, before then was killing basically whatever, if we seen a buck, but once that happened, hey, look at that.
Because we went from seeing maybe five deer a year, or maybe 3 bucks a year, to now between 15 and 20, and sometimes 4 and 5 at a day. It made a massive difference.
Yeah. So it is. So, it's just a blessing that that deer that got away.
Learned so much about
that, and then helped our thought process after that. So, yeah, it's a blessing. A blessing that we, as a family, have been able to do that and kind of figure some of that stuff out. And we're having a family get together right now this weekend, so enjoying that. And another thing, why we do these videos and stuff is promoting, the family aspect of it. You've seen me and Kathy hunting. You've seen me and him hunting some, and then we've got a trip. We're going. Where we going?
Kansas.
Going
to Kansas.
See what we can do out there and have a little fun. We're going to kind of be strict on what we shoot because that's a big deer state. What are you waiting on? 120?
No.
Whatever gets your heart fluttering.
Whatever gets my heart fluttering. The challenge of it.
Yeah.
The uniqueness of it. Yeah. And at least 4.5, 5-year-old is the goal. Mature deer.
Yeah.
Rack's not the big key. It's the mature deer and the strategy of it.
Well, how you gonna be able to figure that out with hunting these little old, especially like where you hunting? He hunts in Georgia over there in the sandy area, and the deer bodies ain't that big.
Nope.
So trying to figure out judging a buck by his body size compared to what he's been hunting for the last 5 years or so. Shoot, longer than that, about 10 years now.
Yep. It's posture, the way they react, the way they walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mature deer walk very slow. very cautious, pay more attention. The bases on their head are a lot thicker and closer to the skull. So it's not all that hard.
That's what he said. Hard for me. That's when you get out there, you get excited and start seeing a bunch of racks. So I've heard several good stories about seeing stuff.
You don't get excited till they're on the ground. You gotta make them flat first.
I get excited as soon as I see one. I don't care.
Get them flat first.
Well, I understand that.
Then you get excited.
That's the hard part. So, gotta do that. So anyway, we hope that this helps y'all a little bit. It's just a story about the buck. How it's it was. A lot of people make fun that they think, he said, well, it was a spike. He shot it for a spike. Well, he shot it for a legal deer, and he shot it off a fresh sign, and a lot of the old school hunters, that's what they done. They walked to either found something like that hot, visible fresh, or they jumped a deer, then they moved a little bit, set up. So that was one of the, back then days, you had to look more for tracks and stuff. So
yeah, but we've been hunting there 20-something years too, though. We've walked a lot of miles through there, so.
So and that's another thing. It ain't as easy as everybody thinks. The mapping stuff and all that now. Your Onyx and Spartan 4s and Google Earth and all that. We didn't have anything like that. Because one time we didn't have hardly any technology. And one of the weirdest things that we've ever happened is we spent the night Okmulgee one night.
Same area
all night. We could have been dead. Nobody known it because we didn't have no cell phones. They thought we were going to stay at a hotel. We didn't make it to the hotel because he shot a buck. We tracked it through the swamp at night, got turned around, didn't know where we was at. So we just set up at that place and slept, built a little fire. So I think he actually got wet.
Yeah, I fell into one of the deep creek.
Fell in the creek, got wet. So we built the fire. I think Daddy smoked and I smoked. You smoked.
I didn't smoke then.
You didn't smoke in? Anyway, we built a fire. We had a lighter and only had like a Snickers bar and some diet or Mountain Dew or a couple of Mountain Dew or something apiece, and then we had to make it through the night. And then we woke up a little bit before daylight. Somebody driving by because we wasn't that far from a different road. It took us about an hour to walk back to the truck because it was on a different road. So, but anyway, that's the thing about technology nowadays. We didn't have anything like that, so we just spent the night out there and wasn't really worried about it, So
yeah, it was just lucky that Dad had hunted in that place that we come out at 15 years before.
Yeah.
That's the only way he knew where it was at.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the thing about technology and learning things a little bit faster. You can, and then plus get out, use your phone or handheld GPS and stuff like that versus compass and in the maps. Once it's daylight, we was fine. But we was playing around in the dark, in a dang swamp. You couldn't hardly see anything up the sky or whatever. And we didn't carry no compass with it. We were too cocky to carry a compass with us. Had the map permit things. But anyway, that's just part of the fun, and we enjoy it. And that's part of it's part of the video stuff that we're doing is to share these experiences and things that be lost in history. You don't get to talk about. So, but we've had, there's been several things that we've had that we went on together, stories that's just like everybody else, unique stories that you'll never forget. When they pulled up blowing the horn and I come out there and seen that deer out there in the back of that dang truck, I was like, good God, I wish I'd have went hunting with them. But so now it's all that's fun. So anyway, we hope y'all enjoyed this a little bit. We're fixing to get out of here and eat something maybe and start getting prepared because you got to get them flat this year. So they're coming almost the middle of June. We got all these deer shows coming. So Mobile Hunters Expo is coming. Then the Birmingham Deer Show. So we'll see y'all with that. Y'all come see us, come talk to us. You gonna make any of them too far to drive? Come to Georgia.
No,
that's the farthest drive, man.
That's 5 hours from me.
5 hours. So it'll be worth it. So anyway, we'll see y'all at the Mobile Hunters Expo and the Deer Show, and hope we're gonna have some good video this fall in Kansas, and maybe you might come hunt with us here in Alabama too. He did last year. He snuck in a little bit for a few days with us. So no luck, but seen a few. But anyway, we'll get them flat, and we'll see y'all soon. Appreciate it. Hey everybody, thank y'all for watching the videos. Well, again, we appreciate y'all's support. If you haven't liked, please like and subscribe. And don't care if you haven't got one of our books, check out Amazon and get a book. Also, we got a link on there where you can on our YouTube channel where you can go on. We got a little store set up, like if you're interested in any kind of merchandise, shirts and stuff, you can check that out. And we really appreciate anything like that. So again, we appreciate y'all's support. Keep watching. We're gonna keep trying to share the outdoors and how we do the things, and try to help everybody that we can enjoy the outdoors. And we do this for just basically because of the environment and the community that's involved and built around hunting. So again, we appreciate y'all. Like, share, and we'll see y'all again. Bye.